Hey guys, Goresh here. This will be my first ever showcase video on Dokkan with voiceover. Um, so apologize in advance for any technical issues. And if you guys have any constructive criticism for me after watching this video, please let me know in the comments. I understand that there's a lot of people who want me to get the side art on the side of the actual gameplay in the video, and that's something I'll definitely work on. But for now, I just wanted to at least start getting some of these videos out because it's been heavily requested from me. And with that said, I figured that the best way to start this off would just be to talk about the teams that I'm going to be running with this LR Gohan and Goten card. And the first one, let's actually hop into the Transforming Super Buu event because I feel that that's the best event to demonstrate the power of this LR. Let's see. I actually saw somebody else had a rainbowed one. Here we go. Let's go here. Okay, so this is the team we're going to be starting off with, which is their own team. The Siblings Bond / Goku's Lineage team. And the build I went with is sort of one solely focused around the LR themselves. And I think that this card specifically is sort of tailor-made to being forced to be the center point of any team that they're on, and that's just because of the lack of key links that they have, and also just simply how much key they need to perform exceptionally well. And that's not to say that they are absolutely bad without being the centerpiece of any team, but I just think that them being the main focus of this video, for example, would be beneficial. Okay, so we have terrible rotation starting out. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really matter what we do here. So the other team that I'm going to be focusing on after this is actually the Movie Heroes team. And something to note is that the new physical support Gohan that released on the same banner is basically a part of every single category of the LR. So they'll basically be together on any team you decide to run, with the exception being full power. But I mean, that's the only exception. I don't think you would actually end up running this new LR on the optimal full power team anyway. So here we go, dodging and weaving. I want to get mine. Actually, it doesn't matter because the other one's rainbow too. So yeah, we'll just go with this for now. Let's do this. I think that if I was to rank this LR overall after using them for a little bit, I think I would put them above the LR Gogeta and Vegetos, just because A, they do more damage than they do, just on average, and then B, I feel like they actually have a higher defensive potential than LR Vegeto and Gogeta do, and I'll sort of demonstrate that as we go through the fight here, because they build up their attack and defense with every attack that they perform, up to 100%. So they're starting out with the 58% attack and defense, and then they're building up to 100% attack and defense in addition to that, which is actually multiplicative. So it actually ends up being higher than 158% once they're finished. I think it's over actually 200% if you do the math with that. So yeah, still on the bad rotations here. Just waiting for the other LR to rotate off onto this rotation. But yeah, I mean, the other con to this card is that it takes a while for them to build up, but I don't think it's a major issue because they're already plenty powerful to start out the fight with. And it's not like they're lackluster in any way. If they're not hitting a 7 million attack stat. But also the other thing to talk about is their active skill. So, I mean, I've run a bunch of events with these guys, and I've only had their active skill activate like maybe 3 or 4 times out of like 25-ish runs of just random events. So, I mean, you're not really going to see that activate too often, which is a shame because it's the Global's first active skill, and it's heavily restricted behind A, needing to be below 59% health, B, there being one enemy, and then C, being turn 3 or after. So here they are with a 3 almost 4 million 12 key additional super attack. I mean, it sort of speaks for itself, but to my point of them actually dealing more damage than the LR Fusion cards, if you just get off a 12 key super attack with this card, they have a guaranteed additional attack that they launch, which even if it's a normal attack, those two values together usually end up being equal to, if not more than, the amount that an 18 key super attack from LR Vegeta or Gogeta would do. So that's why I feel that they are better than the LR Fusions right now. Let's see what his defense is. So yeah, 153,000 defense for the LR, and this one's only launched like one attack. So got him linked up with his best partner, which is the Gohan. I mean, this one is rainbowed, but we started off with pretty bad rotation, so we needed to adjust that. So it took a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be a big deal here. So here we go, 4.7 million. I mean, they're guaranteed an additional, and then so additional attacks from the dupe system actually have a chance to proc off of each attack that unit performs within the turn. So them getting a guaranteed additional attack is really good, because that gives them 2 chances to proc their dupe system additional attack. So I actually did end up going with the 17 crit and then 9 additional on mine, instead of the usual 26. And I feel that, it gives them a little bit of an extra push, or a boost in them possibly getting that extra additional attack. So I'm actually going to leave the Gohan on rotation with the LR. Let's just go with this. What's this guy's defense? He's had more time to super. 183,000. So at this point, I mean, that was defensively, obviously they're not better than LR Kale and Cauliflower, but I mean, I could definitely say that they're better than the LR Fusions in terms of defense, and I don't really think it's that hard to understand. Let's see what happens here. Heal up. Let's see what they get to. 5.2, not bad. See if they launch an additional. But even if they don't launch a super attack as additionals, like, they're still doing over 1 million damage on their normal attacks. So those were 2 normal attacks that were like 2.3 million in total, added on to the 5.2 million that they did at the beginning of the turn. That's 7.5 million damage. Like, that's LR Goku and Frieza level of damage. Now, I wouldn't say that they're better than LR Goku and Frieza just because of the versatility that they have, and their links are way better, and that sort of thing. But I mean, a lot of people were hating on this unit when they were revealed, and I don't know if that's technically warranted. I mean, look at this. 191,000 defense. They're already at over 1 million attacks before even launching a super attack. Let's see how much damage they get to now. I'd probably saying around 6.5, maybe even 7 million. Yeah, 7.7 million. There we go. I mean, obviously there's 2 40% supporters on rotation here, but still very, very impressive. And I think this is the end of the fight here. So we'll finish up this fight, and then I want to hop back into the same event here, but I want to use the Movie Heroes team with a double Gogeta Blue lead. Which I mentioned this earlier, but it's pretty much going to be the same sort of rotation and setup as this team, because we'll have Gogeta Blue plus the Easy A Strength Gogeta as one rotation, and then we'll have the LR plus the Physical Gohan support on the other rotation. So let's hop back in. And we'll see if there's any other good ones. This one's good. Actually, no, I want to use a Gogeta Blue leader. Never mind. Here we go. I think it's my last team here. Yep. And something you'll notice here is that I am not choosing to use the LR Physical Gogeta, and the reason for that is because I just feel that although Gogeta is able to generate a lot of ki simply through Rainbow Ki Spheres, it sort of takes away from the LR Gohan and Goten card, because both units want a lot of ki. And so just because it's their showcase, I felt like this was the better setup to go with right now. And we did start out with a good rotation. So we'll go with this. It's only going to be a 12 ki super, but that's fine. The first turn, you know, generally you're going to end up getting their 12 key super. Not a huge deal. Already up to 2.58 million. If their additional attack here will put them above 3 million. And yeah, so that in total was probably around 3.3 million damage with just their 12 key super attack. And that's what I was talking about earlier with them. You know, their attacks just add up to excessive amounts of damage over the course of their attacking turn, even without the 18 key super attack. I think a lot of people overlooked that initially when the unit was revealed. Let's see what we got here. Okay, he's probably going to do all next to no damage. That's fine. And then our other rotation is just going to be these two guys. I think this team is actually really, really strong. And on the optimal team, I'm not sure if the physical Gogeta would actually be on this team or not, but I assume he would be over someone like Pandel, or maybe even the God Goku. But I mean, you have other options for this team as well. Like I use the Strength EZA Goten. Sometimes he's really good, but yeah, I mean he shares Blazing Battle with the LR, but you're never really gonna. It's not really gonna matter because you're already using the physical Gohan support who also has Blazing Battle. But I mean, just an extra Rainbow Orb Changer is always extremely helpful, especially when you're using like an LR that's very key hungry, like this one is. So here we go, ATK super attack. It's very possible that we actually end up finishing this fight before he gets to heal up a bunch, and I've done that before actually. If this card decides it wants to just clear the event, it can. You know, just getting a bunch of additional super attacks. But I want to see if possible if we could get the active skill to activate somehow. I know it's going to be difficult to do that, but hopefully we get supered in the last spot there with the Super Saiyan God Goku. So yeah, this turn he put out approximately 10 million damage or attack stat if you add them all together. I mean, there's nothing really else to say about this unit after seeing that. The only thing I wish is that the active skill is easier to obtain. I mean, it's cool that they have the active skill, but I don't understand why they decided to make it so restricted. I mean, I understand that it would have been busted if it was, you know, had the same restrictions as the Super Saiyan 4s do, where it's just, you know, automatically on turn 3 they get the active. Because if that was the case, I do think that this card would have been better than the Super Saiyan 4s, even without their self-sufficiency key-wise. But you know, it's hard to say who's better, the Super Saiyan 4s or this card. I would end up going with the Super Saiyan 4s just because of that self-sufficiency, and you don't need to build the entire team around just them. But you know, it's not that big of a gap in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, at the point we're at in the game, it doesn't really matter which of the units you prefer. They're both capable of doing whatever content is available in the game, no matter what. So let's see. Additional super. Yeah, I mean, he's almost dead already. This team is super powerful. So next turn he's going to transform into the Piccolo Boo. He'll start to heal up, which is fine. We'll have more time to showcase this guy. This is the turn this is the rotation that I've been waiting for. He'll have his highest attack stat with Pandel and the Gohan rotation here. Let's see what he gets up to. 6 million. That's fine. He hasn't really had that much time to build up his passive yet. 6 million is acceptable. I'll take that. The crit and a 5 million additional. Okay. Could have possibly gotten another additional too. That's what I mean when I say that this unit just becomes more impressive every time I use them. I mean, they just build up their attack constantly. They're getting ki, they're getting defense. I mean, defensively, they're almost at a 200,000 defense stat, which is nuts. And the only other LR I'm thinking of that is capable of reaching those numbers is LR Kale and Khalifa and possibly Bojack, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe if you have like big bad bosses and he's like 10% health, maybe he can reach those numbers. But I mean, it's very impressive. Okay, so Gogeta blue. Let's just give all this key to the Gogeta. Next round, the orbs will change anyway. But yeah, having 2 Gogeta blues, the Strength EZA Gogeta, and the LR on this team is just insane. Plus, we have supporters for all of them too. Like we have the God Goku giving Rainbow Key Spheres, and we have Pandel just giving everybody more attack. It's just it gets to a point where it's just like it's comical. And then next turn we should be able to activate the active skill, which probably will finish it off because he's going to transform to the Strength Super Buu version. So that'll be a cool way to end this. Let's see here in a second. Okay, here we go. Another Gogeta blue. Let's turn the sound on for this because I love this. Alright. Actually, let's keep Gogeta in the front. I'm scared he's going to end it. Actually, no, because if we do this... You know what, we'll just do this. I'm okay with this. I mean, he's going to finish the fight anyway. Oh. He's dead.